And it's nice to be here in a jailhouse because I once lived in the United States of America, so it feels kind of like back home there. And so I was living in the United States of America till I got deported. And so I was living. Anybody else been deported from the United States of America? Somebody? Are you really? Yeah. Oh, good for you. We'll talk later. And we'll compare notes. And so I was living in, my whole family have since moved to the United States of America. They've become citizens, and I was living there. I wasn't quite legal there. I was kind of like the Mexican of the family. And I was living under the table, you know, and it was kind of sticky. It was a lot of gum. And so I was, and it's hard, you know. And you, what's your name in the back there? Are you also Ben?
No, Peter.
Ben, no Peter. Okay, that's good.
No,
and that's why they kicked him out. And the funny name, they like the funny names there. Ben, no Peter, and so I was, but it's tough to move. I even tried to move to the US as well. It's hard to get in there. And I was moving there like nearly 10 years ago. And I used to say that if you looked at the Statue of Liberty, it was holding a stop sign, right? And now I think if you look at the Statue of Liberty, it's an inverted comma. It's the country's changed. Thank you. And but I was living there, and I went back to Toronto to do a comedy show. Bit of a comedian, and I was taking the bus back, bit of a comedian in Canada, taking the bus back to the States, and I got to the border, and the customs guy stopped me, and he's like, I see your information here, and he was like, you got a visa to be in the US? I'm like, visa? I don't have a fucking MasterCard. And I was like, I'm gonna get the fucking American Express out of here. And so he was trying to give my Canadian passport, and he looks at it, he's like, what I see here looks a lot like you're living illegally in the United States of America. And I'm thinking, it's funny, it looks a lot like exactly what it is. So he goes through and he's like, you have a New York State driver's license? And I was like, yeah, I was a New York State guy of mine, and I got a driver's license, and I don't live in the US. And he was a bit suspicious with that, because he said, he was sharp. And he says, that's and by the way, in case this is being recorded, and I'm sure it is by the NSA, he was a lovely guy for the record, he was a very nice guy. And he said, yeah, that's fine, but we gotta go for a walk. And which is a lovely thing to hear on a Tinder date. It's not so nice to hear from a member of the Department of Homeland Security. So he says, we're going to go for a walk. And I go into this building and it says detention center. And the last time I was in a detention center was when I was like 7 years of age or being excessively tardy. It's a kind of different game. And I go in and they go through all my possessions, and he says, yeah, we can even monitor your bowel movements. And I was like, that's okay, I just went, it's good, okay. And I go through and I'm like, okay, and he's like, yeah, what we can see here looks like, you're living illegally in the United States of America. Either you cooperate with us, we ban you for 5 years. You don't cooperate with us, we ban you for life. And like my whole family live in the US, and like my nieces and nephews, their little anchor babies, they're all living in the US. And I was like, holy fuck, I'm like, could I have 5 minutes to think this over? Man, I was like, felt like I was in a game show called The Rest of Your Life. It's like, what will Brian decide to do? And I'm like in the soundproof booth, oh my god, I don't know what will he decide to cooperate or not to cooperate? I don't know, Hal, it's really a tough choice. Is he going to cooperate with the Department of Homeland Security or risk getting banned for life? I know it's a good one. Is it really, Hal? Yeah, it is. And I'm in the soundproof booth, and I was going to do it. I come out like, okay, I think I have an answer. What would you like to do, Brian? I'd like to cooperate. Oh, that's a good answer. Have I won? You won! I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. What have I won? A free trip back to Canada. So I drove me back over the border into to Canada. And have you ever been in a Canadian immigration border station, which I assume this guy probably has, if you go in, you see a picture of the Queen. Yes, the same Queen. You see a picture of the Queen, and as an Irishman, I never thought I'd be so happy to see the Queen. It's like, Mommy, I'm home, you'll protect me. I must have vagina syndrome. And so I go in, and